of American Idol 2009 is Chris Allen.
It has been a very busy week for reality TV competitions. Chris Allen is celebrating his selection as the newest American Idol. Do you agree with this choice? And what about the choice of Shawn Johnson as the latest champion on Dancing with the Stars?
This has been the most amazing experience ever. I've grown so much, and thank you so much.
We'll find out what you think about this year's winners of some of TV's most popular reality competitions right now on It's Your Call. Well, if you're a fan of TV competition shows, it's been a big couple of weeks. The newest American Idol has been crowned. The big ballroom dancing trophy went to Olympic gold medalist Shawn Johnson. And the oldest contestant ever on The Biggest Loser ended up being the biggest winner. Good for you, girl. Hello, everyone. It's good to have you with us. I'm Lynn Doyle. And every year about this time, we check in with these so-called competition or reality TV shows, the ones that have some sort of public involvement, to gauge how you feel about them. So this hour, that's exactly what we're going to do on It's Your Call. We're going to give you a chance to tell us what you think about the winners and the losers and about the genre in general. So let's start off right away with some questions for you to ponder. What do you think about these so-called reality competitions? Are you a fan, or do you find them obnoxious? And what about this year's winners? Were the right people picked as champs, or are you somewhat disappointed? And finally, here's one for you. Do you think the fix is in, or are these winners really and truly picked by the fans? A couple of different ways that you can weigh in and tell us what you think. You can always log on to csnphilly.com and then put in It's Your Call or IYC under the search engine. That'll take you to my webpage. You can leave me a comment. And while you're there, we invite you to take my It's Your Call web poll. We're asking which of these is your favorite competition? The Idol, the Dancing, the Biggest Loser, or the Apprentice? Just a couple of choices, but you can tell us what you think. You can also email me directly at tcn_IYC@cable.comcast.com. And as usual, find us on Facebook, MySpace, or YouTube. We're going to hear from our Facebook friends in just a minute, but right now a great group of guests back with me today to chat it up, including Laura Nachman, who is a longtime friend of the show and a TV entertainment expert. You can find her at lauranachman.net. Ruthie Weisberg is an online columnist and a big fan of these reality TV competitions. You can find her at ruthweisberg.com. Of course, we have another guest with us who is a longtime friend of the show, Colleen Christian. She's an entertainment reporter, and you can check her out and her gossip columns at colleenchristian.com. And rounding out the panel, a new friend, Marnie Hall. She's the host of The Gossip with Marnie Hall, and that's found at philly.com. Welcome to the world of cyber entertainment. While we're at it, don't forget to find me at lyndoyle.net. Okay. Ladies, thanks so much. I have so been looking forward to this show all season long because it's kind of a tradition here on It's Your Call. So I want to turn to Laura, who's been with me from the very, very beginning. Let's start with the American Idol. It's the most recent competition to come to a close. Surprised, disappointed, hit it out of the ballpark? How would you rate it?
Right, I would say it was definitely surprising that Adam didn't win, because it seemed like the producers threw everything but the kitchen sink to try to make this guy win. They threw Kiss out there last night, Queen. You know, I was surprised Cher didn't show up. I mean, everybody was out there, but I think when you really analyze the voting, maybe all the people who voted for Danny, who was the third place finisher last week, went to Chris, because they were more on the same level. Adam, you either love him or you hate him, and I think there are a lot of people out there who he was just too much.
You know, it's interesting because a lot of people after the competition I heard say, you know what, it's almost good for Adam that he didn't win, because this means that he can scoot out there like Daltrey or Kelly Pickler or any of those others who didn't win but did very well.
I can't wait to buy my new tickets to Spam a lot, because you know he's going to be in it. You know what, musically, theatrically, stylistically, Adam really had the talent. He really had the chops. But you know what, everybody wins, because you know there's going to be a tour, and you know there's going to be albums, and you know there's going to be promotion. So I think that the other guy won. It's okay, because everyone's going to come out all right. Right.
Let's talk a
Look for
little bit
Adam and
about
Spamalot.
let's talk a little bit about the genre in general. I mean, 100 million people voted, Marnie. That has to say to us that as Americans, this still remains a very popular form of entertainment.
Definitely. A lot of people voted, but yet I think that overall viewership was down for this American Idol. But I think that's a little bit more the sign of the times, a little bit more of it being old hat. People maybe looking for something that's that is a little bit more feel good about yourself and not maybe all the glam. Like The Biggest Loser, we kind of relate to The Biggest Loser because America is fat and we're feeling good about ourselves and actually coming out on top and actually losing. And I think that American Idol has seen its day.
You do? Would you
I do.
agree, Colleen?
No, it's still a powerhouse. I mean, hands down, 100 million votes. I mean, how many political candidates would love turnout like that? How many producers would love, numbers like that?
You know what? Maybe we should make Obama or anyone else who wants to run. Sing, dance, do something. I mean, Bill Clinton played the saxophone, for goodness sake.
But you know what? Idol is not going away, and it's one of those shows that appeals to families. And I can't tell you how many people have sat down Tuesday and Wednesday night this whole season. I say I should get an honorary doctorate in Idol because I've given it so much time. But it's given back. It's a nice family show for me and my kids, so I like it still.
See, it's funny because I used to be into Idol, and this year I just had no interest. I don't know whether it's just gotten old to
Idol
me or whether
burnout.
that whole audition process went on too long. They put on way too many of those stupid people that had no business being at those competitions. And then I think also that we started to see people who, like Adam, are semi or quasi professionals, and that kind of turned me off.
Right. I mean, Adam was a polarizing contestant to begin with. And, it's just, I agree with Colleen. I mean, I still think the show is really popular. I got 28 million viewers last night, and, Fox is not letting go of it anytime soon in this land of splintered television where, you're lucky to get any ratings at all. I mean, it's a big hit. It's fantastic.
Well, it's got
20 million, right?
Well, I think there's an oversaturation of these reality shows. I mean, when it first came on the scene, it was new, it was different, it was unscripted relative to the other shows out there. But there are so many now. Is there a reality TV network? That seems to be the next thing.
I actually think that there is a business model for that. See, I always said that we were the ultimate reality TV show because we were dealing with real life every single solitary day. And I have to go back, Marnie, to the 100 million people who voted for American Idol, because just recently there was a Pennsylvania primary, and I know that because I live in Pennsylvania and I was one of the 80 people at my polling place to vote. No one showed up. No one showed up to vote on the things that are of utmost importance to them, and yet 100 million people voted for Adam or Chris.
But look at what's happening in our country right now. Economically, we're down. We're distracting ourselves with entertainment. I still say that American Idol needs to morph itself somehow to make it more interesting and to make it more like not the almost American rock idol and not the kid that had all these great singing lessons.
Right.
That is just going to jump on stage and be an instant
We want
success.
like the Susan Boyles of the world,
Boyle,
right?
that's what
See,
we
that's
want.
why we liked it back when Justin Guarini and Kelly Clarkson were on there. Justin was on this show. He's a kid from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. No one had ever heard of him. And those were the days when, I think people really kind of got into it.
And I think that's what its original intent was, but then it became so overproduced. I don't think there's really much original or surprising in it. So they know what they're getting into. The only reality is the production budget and the staff that runs this
Well, that's
thing.
the other